In this month, the month of April, 4 years ago, the closed beta of Valorant got released. Maybe some OG players remember it. It was a time where we only had 3 maps, agents looked like this, and the abilities were very unbalanced. Did you for example know that Raze used to have 2 grenades instead of 1?
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, pretty overpowered. But in those 4 years, a lot of things happened in Valorant. Players found out new Valorant mechanics, new ways of playing the game. And today is the day we're gonna zoom in on some of these creators who shaped Valorant. One important side note before I start this video, I'm going to focus on players and creators who actually made a Valorant trick popular and not so really on professional players. We all know that Tense is the GOAT, you know, but I'll save him for another video. Now sit back, relax and enjoy, my friends. Let's start this video with one of the most iconic Valorant players. If you're newer to Valorant, you might not have heard about this guy because he didn't upload for almost 2 years. But this is the guy who made the double and triple race jumps in Valorant popular. Of course, I'm talking about the legend Flights.
13 just one tap you midair.
Flights must be one of the most legendary Valorant players out there. If you watched YouTube a few years ago, this guy was everywhere in your feed. Doing a double jump over there, triple jump over there, and making tons of easy one-tappies.
If you kill this guy, we win this game.
If you are a race main, then the mechanics of Flights is where you want to aim for. But if your double jumps are looking a bit like mine, like this... Ouch, MrLowlander, what the heck was that? Then no worries, because even the double jumps of the legendary Flights were a bit rusty when he first started. We all had to start somewhere, right? After streaming and creating content for a few years, he joined the professional team T1, and a few months later, maybe even at the height of his career, Flights just vanished from social media. Just like that, out of nowhere, a Valorant legend went away. I couldn't find the exact reason why Flight stopped with uploading. This was his last tweet on Twitter. He didn't really say a proper goodbye or something, so all we can do now is hope that the legend returns one day. Now a quick question for you. Did you ever make a cool race double jump or triple jump and you wanted to send it to your friends, but then you realize, oh no, I'm not recording at this moment? Well, if this ever happened to you, no worries, because with the sponsor of this video, Outplayed, this will never happen again. Why, you might ask? Well, Outplayed is the ultimate video capturing app made for gamers. When you download the app, give it your preferable settings. The only thing you have to do is press Ctrl, press F4, and then you record the last round you played. So you'll never miss one of your plays again. But there's more, my friends. Outplayed is not your regular video capturing app, because if you record the whole game with this app, you can actually see all the in-game events on the timeline. Where you died, got a kill, made a headshot, it's all there, my friends. You can use this tool to find one specific round that you want to share with your friends, and then in Outplayed there's also a built-in editor, so you can edit that round out, render the video on its own, and then share it on YouTube or Discord, for example. Outplayed is very easy to use, and did I mention that it's completely free? So why not try it out today and download Outplayed with the link in the description. Big thanks to Outplayed for sponsoring this part of the video, and now let's talk about the next Valorant legend. This next player made one Valorant trick so popular that a lot of players are now referring to this guy when using this trick. It's a Sage player, can you guess who? Exactly, Grim. If a teammate said to you, oh no, the enemy is using a Grim wall, be careful, then you know exactly where to look. Not on eye level, not a little bit higher than usual, but straight up into the sky. For those who don't know about Grim, it all started a few years ago when a brand new YouTube channel did a Sage tutorial about how to increase the length of the Sage walls. This was how I got into Grim, it was his 5th video, and this was a game-breaking mechanic. With this mechanic, Grim showed that you could place Sage walls on such unexpected angles and guaranteed that you would tilt the enemies when using one of those.
What just happened?
Nowadays, almost 3 years later, a lot of Sage mains are using these type of walls, and I bet that most of the Sage mains are taking Grim as an example. So next time you get killed by an enemy Sage from a crazy angle, you know where it all started. Don't use it.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, it worked! I'm Grim!
Down B.
I'm Grim, boys! Let's move on. For the next creator, we need to turn our screens vertically. Just like Grim, this creator also has his own unique trick, and that trick got very popular in YouTube Shorts and TikTok. I think everybody that does watch vertical content scrolled through their algorithm and at one point found a cute little dog with a cypher hat on. And that's our next guy. Of course, I'm talking about Acre the dog. I hope I pronounce his name right. But this guy made a whole new meta for Cypher popular. The trick goes like this. You place your camera somewhere and then place your cage in a corner so only a small little gap of your cage will be visible for the enemies. Then place a tripwire somewhere and wait for the enemies. When you think they come, activate your cage. And the idea is that because the gap in your cage is so small, the enemies won't check it. So you sit there like a sneaky little rat and then either tag the enemies and shoot through your own cage, or wait till it disappears and get the enemies from behind. And this trick, my friends, viral. You can use this trick on any map and Acre the dog got millions of views. And what I think is the most incredible point is that in October of 2022, his YouTube channel was at 0 subscribers, but in December of 2022, only 2 months later, his YouTube channel grew to over 121,000 subscribers. This guy just got a whole silver play button in only 2 months. And you gotta respect that, holy damn, that's fast. Now let's go back in time again to the early days of Valorant. Like I said at the start of the video, in the early days of Valorant, a lot of things were unbalanced. And one of those things was the Bucky. As we all know, the Bucky has a left and right click mouse shot. With the left click you shoot out 15 pellets, and with the right click you only shoot out 5 pellets, but they detonate a little further. But here's the thing, before patch 2.6, that's more than 2 years ago, the right click didn't shoot 5 pellets, but it also shot 15 pellets, just like the left click. This basically meant that you had a fully working shotgun from mid-range. It's very overpowered now that I think about it. And around that time when the Bucky was overpowered, there was one guy named Quarkwai? Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but nobody calls him like that. Everybody called him Shotgun Sage. This guy climbed all the way to Immortal by only playing Sage with the shotgun. And maybe nowadays in the new school of Valorant, tons of people did or are doing shotgun only series or knife only series or things like that. So on the surface it doesn't seem that impressive anymore. But the reason why I wanted to include Shotgun Sage in this episode is because back then everybody knew about this guy. So far that at one point if you had a Sage in your team, there was a very high chance that your teammate would play shotgun only. And the funny thing, nowadays if your teammate plays shotgun only, a lot of people would think that they are trolling, but back then it literally was a Valorant meta and Shotgun Sage was the trendsetter. But sadly, in Valorant, we can't have fun. If something gets too overpowered, Rito Games grabs it and nerfs it to the ground. So now, no more overpowered Bucky. And for those who wondered what happened to Quarkwai, this Valorant legend stopped uploading about 2 months ago. Maybe it's just a small break, I guess only time will tell. Let's move on. For the next creator, let's do a little game. I'll only say 3 words and you guess what creator I'm talking about. Here they come. Jet Super Dash. Also with this one, if you're a bit newer to Valorant, you might not immediately relate the Jet Super Dash to one creator, but back in the day, man oh man oh man. The Jet Super Dashes were a big problem in Valorant, and Riot Games did everything in its power to stop the Jet Super Dashes. They tried a lot of fixes on different spots of the maps, but there was one guy who always found another way to fly, and that's of course How to Noodle.
What is it? Is that one?
Give me those back.
Each time that Rito Games fixed the spot, How to Noodle, with his community of course, shout out to the How to Noodle community, found another way to do a super dash with Jet on the same spot in a slightly different way. We all call the Jet dashes the super dashes nowadays, but I think if you ask to the average OG Valorant player, do you know what an How to Noodle jump is? They'll probably know exactly what you mean.
Oh, I like that. A little bit.
Let's move on and talk about the next creator now. This one is known for the teleport tricky. Throw something through the teleporter, the door will open and easy peasy kills for you. Nah, just kidding of course. But in all honesty, there are a lot more legendary Valorant players. So let me know in the comments down below who I missed. Thank you for watching. I hope I see you in the next one. Peace.